Hello friends, my name is Courtney and I'm a graduate student at Niagara University. I'm taking my Master's of Education, birth through grade 6. I've been given this opportunity to read a story to you all. So the book I decided on was Goodnight, Goodnight, Construction Site by Sherry Dusky Winker and Tom Linchenheld. This book was created to be read through grades K to 4. The story has so many different layers for students to engage with, so I'm very excited to share it with you all. But first, I want to start by showing you the cover of the book. So here it is again. Please take a few minutes to think about what you might see and hear at a construction site. Guess the type of noises and sound that each truck might make while they're working and what sound it might make when it's sleepy. Our main focus today will be understanding how the story connects to STEM. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. While I read the story, let's all put our STEM hats on and understand the different meanings that could happen within the story. As for scientists, our job is to discover new things and how things work. Technology is used for knowledge to invent new tools or devices. For example, how I'm creating this video right now to share with you all. Engineering is to create and build structures. It is the truck's jobs to solve the problems. And lastly, math is full of numbers. So I'm very excited to see how this story connects to STEM. But also, let's keep in mind that the story is full of rhyming words. We can easily relate to ELA with our story. When you hear a rhyming word, I encourage you to say the word and other words that go in that rhyming set. And then you or someone else can write the word down. There's a lot to think about throughout this story. However, it's going to be a lot of fun. Are you ready? Goodnight, goodnight, construction site. Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, make a road, to get the job done, load by load. The sun is set, the work is done. It's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one, they'll go to bed to yawn and rest their sleepy heads, then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings the beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on its marks, then off to bed. It's almost dark. He slowly folds his boom back in, and then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight. Then cuddles up and says goodnight. Shh. Goodnight, crane truck. Goodnight. Spinning all day long, cement mixer sings his whirly song. Now. He's weary and so dizzy from that fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours the load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright. He pulls up his shroud, turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh. Goodnight, cement mixer. Goodnight. Dump truck loves to work and howl. He carries loads both big and small. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. One final load spills on the heap. Crunch! Now dump truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his back, locks his gate, rests his wheels, it's getting late. He dims his light, then shuts his door, and soon his engine slows to snore. Shh! Goodnight, dump truck. Goodnight. Pushing with his mighty blade, Bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with tremendous sound. Roar! No one's as tough and as strong as he, but now he's sleepy as can be. He puffs one smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, stops his track. He curls into a softer bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh. Good night, Bulldozer. Good night. Scooping gravel, dirt, and sand, Excavator shapes the land. He digs and lifts throughout the day. Oh, but now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig and soon he'll roll to bed beneath the moon. He twirls upon his bumpy track, pulls up his boom, stretches his back. He sets his scoop down on the ground and snuggles up without a sound. Shh. Good night, Excavator. Good night. These big trucks so tough and loud, they work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Turn off your engines, stop your tracks. Relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site all tucked in tight. The day is done, turn off the light. Great work today, now shh. Good night. The end. Now we know that as the sun sets behind the big construction site, all the hard-working trucks got ready to say goodnight. One by one, crane truck, cement mixer, dump truck, bulldozer, and excavator finish their work and lie down to rest, so they'll be ready for another day of rough and tough construction play. Wow, what a great story! There are so many different subjects that relate to the story. Did you notice all of the rhyming words? Gate, late, blade, grade, sound, ground, sand, land? Did you hear all those rhyming words too? But now it's time to put on our STEM caps. Did you notice that the trucks were getting very sleepy after a long day at work? We know that trucks don't really need sleep the same way that people do. But if machines aren't rested for fuel and maintenance and safety checks, this could lead to friction, which is known as overheating or a wear and tear for the machines. It makes it difficult for the machines to do their job. How about you try doing several small circles and keep going until you need to stop, just like this. Already my arm's getting tired. But this is the same feeling that the machines would feel, the feeling of tiredness caused by repetitive movement. I already need to stop. But now it's time to put it all together. I encourage you to create your own crane using the different skills and techniques of STEM. I provided you with a QR code to have the demonstration done for you. So this right here, you just have to scan it, and it's going to bring you to a YouTube link, and it's going to bring you to a lady that does a step-by-step demonstration on how to make a kitchen crane. So you can stop it, pause it, go back, and do it at your own pace. So once you scan it, just press pause because I just want to go over a few things first. Let's see how all of this relates to STEM. So for example, do you know why the farmers or construction workers would need a crane to lift materials? It's because of gravity. Having a crane will help lift things because gravity and force keeps things and people on the ground. Therefore, by us making a crane, we are using a machine to work against the force that is keeping the material on the ground. We'll be using different forces like push, pull, or lift to move the materials. As for engineering, you are the engineer. You're building the crane. I would like you to figure out why the crane works. Is it because of the turning motion or the different forces that are used? So while creating the crane, I would like you to follow this engineering design process. So again, here is a QR code for you to scan, and it's going to bring you to a Google Docs. And it has just the outline of the design process, and it starts with ask, so asking questions before you begin. Imagining what your crane is going to look like. Plan, so the materials that you need, the steps you have to take, and then you're actually going to create it. And then how can you improve it? And then you're going to share it afterwards. So again, this is the QR code for you to get to the Google Docs for the engineering design process worksheet that you will fill out throughout your experiment. For the math component, I would like you to add materials. So you can add coins, paper clips, or marshmallows, or something small in the crane bucket one at a time. And after, you'll add up and tally how many items the crane can hold before it breaks. And lastly, for the technology part, I want you to share your crane with others. Therefore, I created one last QR code for you all. So this is the last one. And it's going to bring you to a website called Flipgrid. This site will allow you to videotape yourself of you demonstrating your crane, explaining your engineering design process sheet, explaining the different forces that are used, and how many materials you added to your bucket. Your video will only be allowed to be seen through myself and other friends that would like to participate in this activity. You're able to reply to others with a video with some positive feedback. And also on the engineering design process QR code, if you scroll all the way down, it has an outline of the full activity for you. So just on the same Google Docs, you just have to scroll down and it'll have all of the activity information and the STEM requirements that we are looking for. So now it's time to get to work. You will need a kitchen cloth, cardboard, scissors, a bottle top, a barbecue skewer, a pin, super glue, string, and an empty cup. Put those STEM caps on and let's see what you can do. Oh, but please remember, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. This is the best part about STEM. Things aren't always going to work out the first time you try to build a new structure. It happens. You take notes of what goes wrong and you try a new technique. Embrace your mistakes as it's part of the learning process. You got this, and I can't wait to see your videos on Flipgrid. And most of all, have fun, take care, and stay healthy. If you need anything, again, my name is Courtney. See ya!